On today's episode of I Can't Believe This Idiot Said That, Jackson, Mississippi Mayor Chokwe Antar Lumumba says that Jackson, Mississippi residents owe Kamala Harris their votes. That's right, folks. You owe Kamala Harris your votes. You ain't black if you don't vote for Kamala Harris, according to Chokwe Antar Lumumba, mayor of the blackest, most radical city in all of America, Jackson, Mississippi. Hey, we're going to tell you about that and more. Thank you for tuning in to the Clay Edwards Show here on YouTube or wherever you've chosen to watch this here video. X, Facebook, Rumble, or wherever else is posted that I'm not aware of. Much appreciated. Real quick, run over to my shop, buyfafo.com today and get yourself one of our brand new, I promise it's going to get cool outside again. Hoodie weather will be upon us before you know it, and we've got your hoodies in stock. It's like the Mississippi MAGA. You want to upset Lumumba and his followers? Support me and wear this hoodie out and about, especially in and around Jackson, Mississippi. That's right. F around and find out. The F can be the cuss word or the fool around PG version, whatever you so choose it to be. Here's our OG G.I. Joe logo right here. The hoodies actually have the white drawstrings, not the black, so they look a tad bit better than the mock-ups would have you think. We got a brand new logo, one I'm very proud of. Speaking of the mayor himself, he might be printing your next Mississippi tag so you can support him by supporting me by wearing the all-new Mississippi Blackout Tag Edition hoodies and T-shirts. That's right. I love the new tag so much, I put it on my hoodies and T-shirts. Speaking of T-shirts, they're available too. For the first time in all black instead of the gray, we got this logo and the OG G.I. Joe logo. Of course, the gray is always available. These are a tri-blend pre-shrunk shirt. They fit great. You got muscles, they're going to show them. Girls are going to dig it. You're probably going to get laid because you were wearing a FAFO shirt. Okay, that's probably not why, but it ain't going to hurt. I can assure you there. Also, speaking of that, guys, are you suffering from lack of the morning wood? Run over to Men's Health in Mississippi. Get your testosterone screening today. Compliments of the Clay Edwards Show. If you lack the morning wood, dealing with fatigue, decreased muscle tone, lack of energy, low libido, brain fog, and sleep disturbances, those are all signs of low testosterone. Text my name, Clay, to 601-327-8550 today and get yourself a free testosterone screening at Men's Health in Mississippi, located right out there in Madison. I was out there earlier today myself, re-upping mine. So join the party. Don't regret it. You won't regret it, should I say. All right, man. Speaking of low testosterone, let's take a look over here at the mayor of Jackson, Mississippi, begging for votes. Now, why would the mayor of Jackson, Mississippi be begging for you and trying to guilt you, black people, into voting for Kamala, not really black, Harris? Well, could it have anything to do with the fact that he is allegedly about to be federally indicted on bribery and corruption charges? That's right, allegedly, of course. Why would he need to be doing that? Well, that's because he is going to be begging for a pardon for his transgressions, just like Hunter Biden is going to be looking for a pardon for his transgressions. Let's read the story over here at WLBT.com. Looks like my buddy Anthony Warren put this one up about 47 minutes ago. Here it's 4 o'clock on Monday, October 28th, 2024. 93 homicides in Jackson, Mississippi as I read this. As a fourth mentioned, Mayor Lumumba says Jackson residents owe it to the current administration to cast their ballots for Kamala Harris. Quote, if no one else shows up to the polls and supports Kamala Harris in her bid to be president, then Jackson residents who have witnessed the historic funding that has come down from this administration to rescue our decades-long issue with water insecurity. Is that what they're calling it now? Water insecurity? They've been calling it water equality, water inequality, equitable water, and every other Democrat progressive buzzword they could figure out other than to say, we screwed this up. Continuing on, says they should be voting for this administration, he said. Quote, at the height of our crisis, oh, you mean your self-inflicted crisis of stupidity, crisis of incompetence, as Governor Tate Reeves said? Anyway, at the height of our crisis, not only did President Joe Biden, Tapioca Joe, Joe from Scranton take the time out of his busy schedule to call. So did Vice President Kamala Harris. Lumumba was referring to the nearly $800 million that he is still upset about not being able to allocate himself to the minority set-aside contractor so he can get his kickbacks, allegedly, of course, that Congress allocated to the city of Jackson in late 2022. Again, Congress allocated this money, not Joe Biden. The funds came in large part, came in large part through an omnibus spending bill passed months after the 2022 water crisis. I still just want to make sure we tell Tate Reeves, thank you, Tate, for coming in. While I disagree with you on a lot of stuff, you saved Jackson with the Capitol Police and getting that damn water plant back up and going. Who would have thunk renting a water pump for a water pump that was broken would, I don't know, start pumping water? Great job, Republicans, for saving Jackson continuously, because we know the damn Democrats can't do it. Anyway, the mayor, let's see here, make sure I started the right part. The mayor said his phone calls with the Biden-Harris were followed up by visits from EPA Administrator Michael Regan and Mitch Landrieu, the president's infrastructure czar. Isn't he the old mayor of New Orleans? Anyway, the mayor also credited the Biden-Harris administration for pushing through the funding ahead of 2023 before a new Republican Congress took office. They didn't know what they'd be dealing with. They didn't know they'd be dealing with a divided Congress, and they wanted to make certain that nothing stopped the funding to Jackson, he said. Lumumba pointed to a more personal reason for backing vice president, saying it would allow his daughters to envision themselves running for higher office. What? He can't still get his daughters to run for office? That's the last thing we need, is another effing Lumumba in office again, ever, period, point blank. I hate to talk about anybody's kids, but if his father, himself, and his sister are give us any idea of what future Lumumbas or how future Lumumbas will govern, I'm good. I'm tapped out. Y'all need to move back to Detroit and try this nonsense there, because it ain't working down here for anybody except you and the minority set-asides you've allegedly enriched the last 7 years. Continuing. Quote, we live in a patriarchal society, and there are things that we do to disenfranchise women that we don't even consider as men, he said. There are people who are well-meaning and will say to me, you and your wife need to have another baby so you can get that boy and he can run for mayor. Well, I have two beautiful, brilliant young ladies that are daughters, and why are we saying we need to have a son when they are more than capable themselves if they wanted to do that, he said. So I'm 100% behind Kamala Harris. Why are you telling us this? Why don't you just tell your daughters they can be anything they want to be? Why do you need to have a fake black lady be president for your daughters to be whatever they want to be? We're talking about the same, air quotes, black lady who's begging black men to vote for her that wouldn't even marry a black man. It's okay. I'll wait on your excuse. Why does she think black men need to vote for her when she wouldn't even allow a black man into her life, into her home? She wouldn't even marry one. She was on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharpe earlier, having the same conversation. I think we'll play that before we get out of here real quick. I think it's worth playing that real quick before we check up out of him. Make sure my volume's up. Let's listen to Shannon Sharpe ask Kamala Harris about black Trump supporters.
Blacks for Trump. Mm-hmm. They feel that Trump is better for the black community. Can you explain Donald Trump's history with blacks? Where did this come that all of a sudden, I mean, it's been like this because a lot of people used to say, I'm Donald Trump of the ghetto, because he was, for a lot of blacks, not all, but for some blacks, he was, Madam VP, whether we want to admit it or not, he's revered by some blacks.
Now, I want y'all to listen. I know I'm interrupting. I want y'all to listen to this dumbass answer of hers that has zilch zero to do with the question Shay Shay asked. And damn shame on Shannon Sharpe. Just when I was really starting to enjoy Shannon Sharpe, I don't think it's necessarily these podcasters' job to push back and be rude like the mainstream media is to some of these candidates, Donald Trump in particular. But man, you can't just let somebody come up on your platform and bold-faced lie. I would have ran somebody out of my studio if they tried any of this stuff on the Clay Edwards show. It's weak.
But here's the thing. The question for everybody, should he be president of the United States?
Anytime a Democrat says, but here's the thing, you know a lie is coming out of their mouth next. If they say, but here's the thing, it's BS. A lie shall be spoken next. Book it.
United States.
Okay.
Right? That's the question. Should he have the ability to sit behind the seal of the President of the United States when he says he wants to terminate the Constitution of the United States?
When in the blue hell did Donald Trump say he wanted to eliminate the Constitution of the United States? The same people who tried to put a propaganda czar over social media and take your Second Amendment rights, your First Amendment rights, these people are talking about Donald Trump said. Gaslighting 101. If Democrats don't do anything else, they gaslight better than anybody.
You know what that would mean? In the Constitution of the United States is your Fourth Amendment right against unreasonable search and seizure, your Fifth Amendment right, your Sixth Amendment right to an attorney.
Well, a lot of rights going to be gone. The First Amendment.
But the First Amendment, the Second Amendment. Look, I'm in favor of the Second Amendment. I don't believe we should be taking anybody's guns away.
She is so full of crap that, anything else I say is going to just come across really screwed up. So I'm going to stop. Guys, get out there and vote like your life depends on it on November 5th. Get out there and vote now if you can. In Mississippi, you have till this Saturday at noon to absentee or early vote or whatever the hell you want to call it. Don't just assume because we got the momentum that this is won. There will be shenanigans, and we got to make it too big to rig. Get out there, vote for Trump. And what in the blue hell is Lumumba talking about? It doesn't matter what Lumumba is talking about. He is irrelevant. And here in the next few days, whether it's this week or next, he's going to be doing the perp walk in handcuffs and wearing orange very soon, allegedly, of course. Tune into the Clay Edwards Show live Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Wherever you're watching this video right now, we stream in 4K, and we're always on 103.9 FM WYAB on the FM dial all throughout Central Mississippi. It's your girlfriend's favorite radio show. It's also the show she told you not to worry about. Jump on my website at buyfafo.com. Get your shirt and hoodie today. Help support me so I can keep talking all this crap without the fear of cancel culture.